Learning foreign languages is not always easy. In fact, it's quite difficult once you're above a certain age. But I speak 4 different languages. 4, 4, 4. In this video, I'm going to tell you about how I've learned 4 different languages in 4 different ways. I'll also be talking about what those 4 languages are, my motivation for learning them, and how to apply those same methods in your language learning journey. So the first language that I learned was Haitian Creole because I'm Haitian. This language emerged as a result of the interactions between African slaves, French colonizers, and other ethnic groups. Haitian Creole has spread beyond Haiti due to migration and diaspora communities. For example, today, more than 1 million Haitians live in the United States. The widespread use of Haitian Creole reflects the important role the language plays in shaping cultural identity and community in Haiti. This is the language I spoke growing up, and this is the language that all Haitians speak. Haitian Creole is much simpler than French in its vocabulary. For instance, a French word like table is translated as table. Similarly, bonjour is just bonjour. If you want to know more about the differences between Haitian Creole and French, I did a full video on it. I will link it in the description below. So the first language learning method that I want to talk about is immersion. This is the best method to help you simulate a native speaker language acquisition technique. Immersion is a language learning method that involves surrounding yourself with the target language as much as possible. So let me tell you how to incorporate immersion in your language learning.
Contrary to popular beliefs, you don't have to travel.
How to practice immersion. Participate in cultural events and activities such as festivals and performances. Go to meetups dedicated to the practice of the target language. Incorporate the target language in the details of your life. You can change your phone or social media settings or even label things in your house in the target language. Now, the second language I learned was French. 2 things. I didn't actually learn French. I acquired French. I acquired French because it was all around me. Back in primary school, they used to give us those tokens called jetons in French at the beginning of the class. They would go in alphabetical order. This token was a sign that you've spoken Haitian Creole, and whoever ends up with it at the end of the day would get some form of corporal punishment with something called rewards. There have been discussions about the use of corporal punishment in schools in Haiti, and to this day, we haven't been able to implement positive discipline in our schools. Secondly, I didn't travel to France to learn French. I grew up with it. What happens is, in Haiti, we have 2 official languages, Haitian Creole, which is spoken by all Haitians living in Haiti, and French, which is our language of education. French is spoken by only 10% of the population. So most of our books are in French. We have our birth certificates and other formal documents in French as well. You go to church and the pastor would read the Bible in French and then would preach in Haitian Creole. Super weird, I know. There have been movements in Haiti to promote the use of Haitian Creole as the language of instruction. The first one happened in 1978 with the Bernard Reform. They wanted to make Creole the first language of instruction rather than French. Then in 1982, the program got cancelled. Why? The elite had put pressure on the government to eliminate the program because they were concerned that the better educated citizens would be a threat to the power. That's insane. So now there's a basic requirement in Haiti for Haitian children to learn French in school. This is one of my favorites. The second language learning method is called content-based learning.
Content-based language learning is an approach to language education that focuses on the use of language as a means of learning subject matter content.
Here are some things you could do.
Identify an area of interest and read books about it. Listen to podcasts about the subject that genuinely interests you in the target language. Take online courses on specific topics that interest you in your target language.
The third language that I learned was Big Ol' English.
Among the many living forms of human speech, the English language, which is now spread over so large a portion of the world, and its nearest relations are to be found among the humble dialects.
I learned English back in Haiti, and I loved it. I mean, I really loved it. I used songs of Elton John and Phil Collins. I used Fresh Prince of Bel-air. I proceeded to buy tons of DVDs. That was back in 2007, 2008. I was 17 or 18 years old. I didn't have a computer, so things were tough. Fast forward 3 or 4 years later, I got my first computer, and I lost friends over this because I wouldn't spend time with them. I went on to acquire tons and tons of resources online. I was deep into Eminem. Yeah, I listened to lots of Eminem songs at the time. I wasn't paying attention to the curse words that he was saying. I didn't even know they were bad words. The thing is, when we are learning a new language, your feelings don't instantly connect with the words you're saying. So I didn't care about that foul language. I also used TV shows like Gossip Girl, The Flash, and High School Musical. And then in December 2015, I got to go to university in Canada. And this really changed my language learning experience. I was immersed and exposed to the language every day, and that greatly improved my English. I spent about 2 years and a half there, and it was an amazing experience. The language learning method that was prominent there was something called comprehensible input.
Comprehensible input is language input that is understandable to the learning despite not necessarily understanding every single word or grammatical structure used.
Here's what you should do.
Find materials that are at your level of understanding. Listen to podcasts that are engaging and enjoyable to listen to. Incorporate a variety of techniques such as gestures and visuals in order to make the language learning process more understandable.
Spanish is the fourth language that I learned.
Habiendo terminado su aprendizaje de calderero, un joven sano y vigoroso llamado Conrado Erliev tomó el partido de viajar por espacio de 3 años a fin de...
Haiti shares a border with the Dominican Republic. They are on the same island divided by a border. However, they only speak Spanish in the Dominican Republic. But I didn't learn that Spanish. I started learning Spanish or Spanish from Spain or Castellano, and I mostly used this TV show called El Barco. This is a movie about a ship that got lost at sea, and I absolutely loved it. And I pretty much had this Spanish accent when I started. Next, I started to use an app called Tandem. Tandem is a language exchange application where you meet other people that have interest in the language you know. I went on the app and I met countless people. They have amazing communities, and this is where I met my wife. At the time, my wife was learning English, so she went on the app and we partnered. It was awkward at first because I couldn't speak the language and had to Google pretty much anything whenever I was talking to her. But this kind of changed a little bit. But overall, learning Spanish was easier than learning English. And I think it's because there are more phonetic similarities between Haitian Creole and Spanish. Now I live in Mexico, so it's been easier to adapt and learn the language. So let's talk about language exchange. Language exchange is a method that involves two people who speak different native languages and want to learn each other's language. So you can find a language partner. You can use Tandem or any other app. Set up a schedule to speak with your partner regularly. And you don't have to stick to just one language partner. The more partners you have, the easier it gets to get a grasp of how the target language sounds. What is one thing that I learned? No matter what medium you use, the important thing is to expose yourself to the language. You might use TV shows, music, language partners. You're going to learn something once you've made the effort to work toward that goal.